Hey, grade 8, I'm away today, so you have probably two cover teachers to help you get through today's lesson. But their role today is going to be just to make sure that you're on track. I've recorded this video so that you can make sure that you are as on track as you possibly can be. So pause this video anytime and come back to it, rewind, fast forward, so that you can be on track. There's a lot to get through today, so please make sure you follow the instructions really closely. I've also included I've written it all down for you on ManageBack, so that should help you get through it. First of all, after this video, I'd like the Bergella group to present their final presentation. So plug your computer in. The docking system is just beside the props costume box thing. So just keep in mind that although Bergella is part of the servant class, so he's the second servant class person we're talking about, he is very different from Punchinello. So I want you to, as an audience, try to figure out those differences. They're two very different characters, and they serve two very different purposes. Okay, on to the summative performances. I want you to remember what a LATSI is. Remember we took a look maybe 2 classes ago, and we had 2 or 3 different chase scenes, and that was a LATSI. We saw that in Abu Dhabi when we watched the Canterbury Tales. Those of you who were away that lesson, just ask your classmates. We had a lot of fun, and we saw some pretty cool performances. Remembering that the most important thing about a LATSI is that it's rehearsed and it's hilarious. And they're kind of interludes in between the different acts to keep the audience engaged. So that's what your job is. If you're going to create a LATSI, which you will in your summative performance, it's got to be entertaining, it's got to be rehearsed, and you need to know exactly what's happening, and it's got to be funny. Much like the clowning and circus act that we created at the beginning of the year, I've included a YouTube link on the ManageBack. The epically long, sorry about that, message that I sent you has a YouTube video of an example. It's the Lasso of the Fly. Take a look, it's pretty funny. Okay. Now, what I want you all to do is to turn to slide 26 in your process journal. It's going to look just like this. Oh, that's a terrible view. There we go. Okay, and it's backwards. Yours won't look backwards, I promise. And if it does, sorry. Okay. You need to read the instructions for the scenario. So read that page and understand what it's talking about. It gives you the basic information of your summative performances, but you're going to want to pay very close attention to this video because what I'm going to tell you is a little bit different than what is on your process journal. In your assigned summative groups, the non-negotiable summative groups, these are the people that you are going to work with in your final summative performances. Okay? I need you all to have yes, let's attitudes. I had to create the list based on the different Islamic pullout classes. So one group has 6 people, one group has 3 people. We got 2 groups of 5 and 1 group of 4. That's just the way it's going to be, and I need us again to have a yes, let's attitude. Okay, here are your instructions. You're going to create a modern Commedia dell'arte scene that's going to last between 3 to 5 minutes. Okay? When I say modern, I mean we studied the traditional characters. I want you to put a modern twist. Capitano today isn't going to walk around with a big sword. He's probably going to walk around with a big phone and talk about how awesome he is and still can't talk to girls. Okay? Rajesh off The Big Bang Theory, if you remember that example. Here are the 3 important things you need to know for your summative performance. Number 1, you're going to create a basic story outline for your scene. This could be going to the movies, sitting on a bus, going on an airplane, sitting in a restaurant, going to the cafeteria, could be the food court at the Mall of the Emirates, going shopping. It doesn't matter. Your scene has to be simple. Remember, a Commedia dell'arte scene is simple. 2, after you've chosen your basic setting, you need to then choose the characters that are going to help you tell the story. For example, imagine Pantalone and Capitano are going to Vox Cinema to watch the premiere of X-Men. Okay, basic storyline. Think about the different characters that you could have in that scene. For example, maybe Punchinella is the guy behind the counter at the concession stand. He's a sneaky little guy, and so maybe he messes around with Pantaloni's popcorn or something. Or maybe he puts a mouse inside Capitano's drink. We know what happens when Capitano sees a mouse. He freaks out. He does his little freak out thing. Okay? Or Il Dottore. Think about a basic scene, but then how your characters are going to help tell that story. A Commedia dell'arte scene is driven by the characters. Remember, the characters are what's the most important thing. Okay? So number 1, basic outline. Number 2, choose the characters that you think are going to help you out in your scene. Stick to 1 character per person. So the group of 6, each of you are going to have one of the Commedia dell'arte characters. The group of 3, you're only going to use 3. Keep it simple. You don't want to make it too complicated. Number 3, you need to choose a Lazzi from the list. So on that list, on your process journal, has 6 different Lazzis. I want you to choose 1 that you're going to include in your scene. Okay? It doesn't have to connect. Remember, a Lazzi is just there to entertain an audience. It's got to be rehearsed. It's got to be together. It's got to be really good. Okay? And that's it. That's basically it. Remember, your story has to be exaggerated, lots of expression, body movement, and most of all, it's got to be hilarious. Just like a mime act, just like a clown act from the circus. It's got to be funny, it's got to be entertaining, and it has to be huge. Your characters have got to be huge. Okay? It's got to include lots of tricks and gags for your audience to fall off their seats with laughter. Make them enjoy their lives. That's your goal. Okay. On ManageBack, I've posted today's targets for your lesson. I know that 3 of you are going to have to leave halfway through, so that means Aya, Abdel, and Omar, you're going to have to work very, very, very hard today so that you can keep yourselves on track. Okay? Do your best to achieve the targets. Your subs, your cover teacher is going to take a record for me so I know exactly where each group got. You don't have a ton of time. We're going to perform these the week after next. So use your time wisely. If you have any questions, of course, send me an email. But I think this video, just rewind this video if you're ever unsure, and we'll get through it. So have fun, and I cannot wait to see where all of the scenes have been taken when I come back. Work hard, and we'll see you in a couple of days. Peace out.